No. Aaron Rodgers is not unhappy in Green Bay. That's it. End of story. We'll get into this in a second, but I am so tired of articles coming out saying that Rodgers is unhappy, might not sign another contract and might be leaving Green Bay. It's not going to happen. Here's how the rest of Aaron Rodgers' career is going to go. He's going to go on. He's going to get a contract extension. He's going to play until he's 49 years old. And then I'll be at a game and we'll lock eyes. We'll move in together. And he doesn't want kids. But I push him for it. And so we adopt, and he resents me for it because he doesn't have an escape of playing football anymore. And of course that impacts our relationship, and it eventually tears us apart. Tom Jr. grows distant, starts using drugs, falls down a rabbit hole. We put him into rehab, as he is now, from a broken home. And then we'll move on. We'll break up, it happens. But we'll stay in touch, send Christmas cards, and we'll maintain a civil relationship for Tom Jr. And then when Aaron Rodgers is 95 years old and on his deathbed, I'll be there. And I'll say, Tom, my one regret was not kicking the Vikings' ass more.
Packers are moving on. Aaron Rodgers has done it.
Grassy Posse Packer Nation, welcome to another episode of Packcast, the podcast where you don't have to be a Packers fan, but it sure does help. I am your host, Tom Grassi, and listen, this was going to be a real short episode in which we were just going to do round 3 of the greatest Packers player ever. And I apologize for the lateness, the tardiness of this episode. I have just gotten home, and this was the first thing that I ran to come and do. But as I said, it was going to be a short episode, but there had to be some trash posted out there today. Yahoo Sports, first breaking the news. Very, very well done. Yahoo News released an article citing that Aaron Rodgers is frustrated with management and his lack of contribution to team decisions is starting to weigh in on contract talks. And so Bleacher Report picked this up, Pro Football picked this up, and all of a sudden it became a big news. Oh, is Aaron Rodgers, is he going to be done with Green Bay? Is he going to leave Green Bay? He's not going to sign another contract. And off the bat, while I'm looking at this, I'm fuming on the inside, and not a single part of me is nervous about this because it's trash. It's 2 weeks before the draft, trash. Or I'm sorry, a week before the draft, trash. It's just 2 weeks later this year. And that it's just trying to get clicks. And before I was able to make this video and respond, Aaron Rodgers himself responded with a tweet saying, I feel like the title of this article needs more clickbait, but come on, make something up or talk about some unnamed sources close to me or something to beef up clicks. So even he is going in on this because Rodgers has spoken out in the past on how he does not like to be misquoted, which has happened numerous times in the media. It happened right after Brett Favre took over. And so thankfully he was able to step in and clear that up. But I feel like this is something that has constantly come up. And there's a bunch of reasons cited as to why Aaron Rodgers would not be happy in Green Bay. And so I don't want, this is the last time that I'm going to bring this up, but I just want to go through and talk about why Aaron Rodgers is not going to leave Green Bay. Besides him saying that he wants to retire here and he wants to end his career as a Packer. Well, let's just pretend that that didn't happen, right? Let's talk about some reasons why he would be frustrated. Alex Van Pelt, right? There is this constant story going out that, he was fired and Rodgers wasn't consulted. Van Pelt's contract expired and he left. Both teams were like, you good? You good? All right. And they parted ways with one another. It wasn't an ugly departure. The Packers didn't force him out. His contract expired and the guy left. That's it. Jordy Nelson, obviously, very close friend with Rodgers. Rodgers has come out and said many statements about how much of a best friends they were. But that is part of the business. And he came out with a quote today, again, saying he just has to trust the process. Of course that hurts. You see a friend leave and go and play for another team. But it's part of football. This happens. Jordy Nelson was non-existent last year when Rodgers went down. He's gotten a little bit slower, while I think he is still an amazing sideline catcher. And I think that he could have been kept. I'm not entirely surprised, and I don't think Rodgers is too heartbroken about this. And not saying that he doesn't care about Jordy, but again, it's part of the business. And we just brought Jimmy Graham in, so now he has another red zone target that he can go after. Dom Capers in the defense. Dom Capers is gone. If I was Aaron Rodgers, I would have been pissed every single day after 2011 when my defense literally did nothing for me. The defense for the Packers was good back in 2010 when they actually won the Super Bowl. 2011, when they went 15-1, that defense was hot garbage, but Aaron Rodgers was putting up record number of points, like 45 points a game, and so he didn't need a defense. But they never got better. They were a little bit better in 2014, and then they crapped the bed every single year and did not help the Packers win. And so I could 100% agree if Aaron Rodgers was frustrated at that. But Capers is gone. He is gone. So why, after all this, is Aaron going to be like, yeah, you know what? Now I'm done. It makes zero sense whatsoever. So that's another reason. Philbin just got brought in. Rodgers' old offensive coordinator. He's now back in time. They had a great relationship with one another. He just got brought in. Makes no sense that he would leave. In addition, it looks like Goody McGooter is making more moves in free agency, whether it is on defense with the signing of Wilkerson, or whether it's targeting Jimmy Graham, or whether it's signing Devon House, re-signing him. He's making moves here, or it's re-signing Devontae Adams. All these things are happening to help Aaron Rodgers and to help the team. So the team is on the upswing. We're not in rebuild mode. It makes no sense for him to leave. Now, let's go with the worst case scenario here. Let's say Aaron Rodgers is so frustrated. He's so mad. Packer fans, worst case scenario, we have him for another 4 years because he's playing this year, he's playing next year. And then let's just say he wants to leave. We can franchise tag him twice. So we got him for another 4 years. But again, it's not going to come to that because, one, we're most likely going to have a contract done with him. If not by this offseason, then definitely by next season. And he has said multiple times he wants to end his career in Green Bay. He wants to play till he's like 45 too. And he wants to end it in Green Bay. So for the last time, let's put this to bed. Aaron Rodgers is not leaving, because if he does, then holy crap, my head will literally explode on camera, and I will profusely weep in front of you. But he's not leaving. For all the reasons I mentioned, and the reasons that he's mentioned, can we please, for the love of God, put this to bed? Thank you. Sorry, had to get that off my chest. By the way, Aaron, call me. Anyway, in other news, real quick, the schedule, it was announced by NFL today. The schedule is going to be released on Thursday. Obviously, our opponents have been selected. Those have been available. I did a predictions episode on that earlier this year. But the actual schedule will be released on Thursday. I really hope it doesn't take like another 2 hours to do it like they did last year. And fun fact, based off the record, we have the toughest schedule in the NFL. So that's always fun. But again, you also have to take that with a grain of salt, because just because a team made the playoffs or a team had a winning schedule one year doesn't necessarily mean that's going to carry over into the next year. But we'll do a breakdown and we'll do some predictions on Thursday when the schedule is released. Also, I have not forgotten, this week will also be the 7-round mock draft for the Packers only, because good God, I have to have like a tiny bit of a life, just a little one. And so that will be coming this week as well. I would probably guess Friday if I had to take a gander. So that being said, the final thing here is the greatest Packers player thing. The whole reason this episode was going to be made. So over 200 people responded to this survey in the quarterfinals. And so now we have your semifinals right here. Boom. Let's do it. Or is it semi and then quarter? I never really understood that. I thought quarter would be like 4. So maybe we're in the quarterfinal. The second to last matchup. Here we go. Okay. Match one that we had between Forrest Gregg and Brett Favre. A real shocker here. Brett Favre got 93% of the vote, and he will be moving on. Match two between Jim Taylor and Clay Matthews. I think some people took it to heart that I yelled at them at the fact that guys like Don Hudson lost to Charles Woodson. And so Jim Taylor got 58% of the vote, beating out Clay Matthews. So Jim Taylor will play Brett Favre in the next round. Now, here was an actual legitimate shocker here. Match three between Reggie White and Bart Starr. Reggie White won 51% of the vote, just beating out Bart Starr with his 49%. Reggie White, he's been on a tear here. I thought that he would go pretty far, but I thought he was losing to Bart Starr, so a little bit of a shocker there. And so he will be moving on. And then finally, Charles Woodson, who shocked the world and beat Don Hudson, which I will never forgive any of you for, lost 92% to 8% against Aaron Rodgers. So, what your finals look like, you have Brett Favre versus Jim Taylor and Reggie White versus Aaron Rodgers. So it will be kept completely open for the next week, and then we'll go into the actual finals. If I had to make a prediction, we're going to get Brett Favre and Aaron Rodgers, which don't make me choose because that's going to be very difficult. So the link is in the description. You can check out the updated bracket as well. Thank you all for voting. This has been a good time. So I've been thoroughly enjoying it. So it is past 10 o'clock now, and so I'm gonna go to sleep. But what do you guys think about the whole, BS news stories that are coming out about Rodgers? I'm getting tired of it. Are you tired of it? If you're a Vikings fan, are you just like, yes? I wouldn't be surprised. But let me know what you think about that. And about the schedule being released on Thursday. You can always find me at TomGrossiComedy.com, TomGrossi Comedy, or Tom Grossi Comedy on the Twitter and Instagram and the Facebook. Check out Packcast, Packast, which is a podcast. We do multiple episodes per week. We're on SoundCloud, iTunes, Google Play Music, and of course here on the YouTube. You can also check out, if you want to support the show, there's t-shirts, there's albums, and things like that. You can check out the Patreon at Tom Grossi Comedy. So, thank you so much for watching. I appreciate it. I will see you on Thursday when we break down the Packers schedule, and I'll see you when we do the 7-round mock draft later this week. I'm Tom Grossi. Thank you so much for watching. And as always, go Pack Go.